Hey y'all. First thing I'm doing this morning is actually meeting with my business lawyer. I just want to ensure that all of our contracts, etc., are currently up to date and if there are any adjustments that need to be made, we make those adjustments just because every year there are new employment laws and all that kind of stuff that you have to adapt and make sure your contracts are up to date with. So that is what I'm going to do in about 8 minutes. I am going to sit down here and write a few questions that I want to ask. And I think this video is really just going to be my way easing back into YouTube. The last time we spoke, I essentially said I was going to start building a group practice from going from a solo practice person to now a group practice. And I successfully did that. And so there's a lot that I have to catch y'all up on, but I'm just going to ease my way into it. I've been overthinking this video quite a bit. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just get on camera and see what comes about. So this is me easing my way. Hey y'all, I've really missed y'all. And I'm sure it's gonna feel really good to consistently be back. So let me just get started writing out these questions and then I'm gonna meet with my lawyer and then I'll hop back on. While I wait for my business lawyer to sign in, I'm going to respond to some emails. To be completely honest, one of the biggest challenges with having a group practice that is very different from being in a solo practice is the management of people and expectations. I've learned that I cannot please everyone, which is difficult to manage and navigate and try to make everyone feel like 100% happy. I do believe that everyone does feel good within the position just based on me checking in and getting feedback and all that kind of stuff. But there's just so many expectations, different way people go about approaching things. And I've definitely found that I've had to grow a lot as an individual in terms of my ability to respond in appropriate ways. Of course, always maintaining professionalism. Taking a step back to reflect on what I actually want or what's best for the clinic or the clients before responding. So there's so many things and factors you have to consider as being a leader that I don't think a lot of people, especially on the other end, recognize. And because I have a higher view of all moving parts, what's going on, what I can do, what I cannot do, there's just a lot that I'm navigating and have to take into consideration when making decisions for the team or certain individuals on the team. So yeah, I'm gonna respond to some emails now while I wait, and hopefully she signs in soon. Hello. Honestly, y'all, that meeting went so well. I initially contacted a specific lawyer, a woman of color, to support me on with my business in terms of drafting contracts and all that stuff. I've heard her speak before, and she was speaking in regards to certain policies that you should have within a clinic, and so I decided to reach out to her just because I feel like sometimes working with lawyers can be intimidating. She actually referred me to someone who does specifically business law within her firm because she doesn't do business law. She does a bit more policy with regards to health professionals. And so I just met with the person and she was honestly so nice, so helpful, really listened to my concerns, kind of the updates that I wanted to have. And she also affirmed what I currently have in place looks great already, so we might not have to do much tweaking. So I'm super happy about that. That makes me feel really good. And just again, affirms for me that I'm doing a really good job with the strategies that I have implemented in my practice. Moving forward, we're going to update some things, and I should hear back from her within the next 2 weeks. And if I need to hear back a bit earlier, I can let her know. But I'm currently in the process of hiring 1 or 2 more therapists. So in regards to my team, we just onboarded a new intern as well. The original intern I had that started last year, she's actually a contractor on our team now, which is great. she was able to transition into that role smoothly. She already knew everything, and she already had a caseload, and they just transferred over to her new rate as a contractor. And in terms of contractors, we currently have 6 contractors. It feels really good. So I'm looking to hire about 1 or 2 more. And with these new contracts being updated, everything should be all good. So that's where I'm at for now. I feel like I'm going to go outside for a walk. I got some pretty good information. I'm going to reflect a bit on the information I got, and then I'm going to head outside for a walk before starting to see my clients today. Okay, so I actually have to send the lawyer some more information prior to me reviewing the stuff that we discussed. And I have to provide my bookkeeper with some additional information as well. I actually should give my bookkeeper a call because, we just need to discuss a few things. But something I would highly recommend, even if you have your own individual practice, I recognize as therapists, we wear so many hats as a practitioner in our own private practice. And I recommend getting a bookkeeper, because having a bookkeeper, I needed it, of course, for the group practice. I was able to manage a bit on my own when I had my solo practice, but having a bookkeeper has made everything so much easier. Now when it comes to tax season, I don't necessarily have to worry about much. I didn't have to before either, because I was pretty consistent with doing the upkeep of my books on my own. But having a bookkeeper really does make everything so much easier. So I'm gonna have to connect with her. Again, I have an hour and a half, I believe, before I see my first client for the day. Yeah, an hour and a half. And so, yeah, let me just get some of this work done.
You have reached the voice.
Bookkeeper is not answering, so I'm just gonna have to message her this information. So my office is actually now in my dining room. Let me actually show you why it's in my dining room. Let's go upstairs. This is currently what my office looks like. I am completely, I guess you could say, renovating. The reason why it's not done yet, this should have been done during my holiday took off, but the paint that's gonna go within this the green tape, still has not arrived, and it's been weeks. And I really want to cancel. Let me just look at me. I really want to cancel my appointment. Not my appointment. I really want to cancel my order for the paint, but I can't find the paint anywhere else. There's this one store where I can order it here where I am, and they get their shipment all the way from Germany, and it just hasn't come in. So I've been really frustrated with that. I feel really like mentally disorganized, physically disorganized, because this is my workspace and it's clutter. I have to bring my whole life downstairs. And again, all of my books, all that kind of stuff is in another room, taking up space, and again, not in order. But anyways, that's currently what I'm working on, not actively, but hopefully that will be done soon. So my husband made some chicken with veggies and rice. That's what we're having for lunch. I got a package, which I'm gonna open up. I'm not usually like the online shopper, I like to kind of feel what I'm getting, try it on, make sure it fits me right. I don't like returning things. So I actually saw this item in store, but they didn't have my size. And so my husband actually just ordered it online, found it online for me and ordered it. So it's just some pullovers from Nike. I'm a Pilates mommy. I do Pilates on average 3 times a week. And I usually get really warm in Pilates class. So I need sweaters to go over my outfits and underneath my jacket. And so I decided to get these. So I got a black and I got a cream color. I'll show you what the black looks like. This is not a matching set, but this is the top that I got. It's like a crop sweater that's kind of loose around my midsection. To be completely honest, I'm not like the greatest fan of like crop sweaters, but I thought this fit was very cute and I preferred it better than like the Lululemon fit and the Ritzia fit. And it's just basic, simple, cute, gets the job done. And yeah, so I got the black one and the cream one. Now I'm actually going to sit down and do my case notes for the sessions I just had. I also have been trying to build a team of people to help build my business. And so I'm also learning to work a bit more on the back end on my own. I'm finding that I want to learn a bit more about the back end because I feel like as a therapist, sometimes we could become one-minded in the space of just providing therapy. And it can be really heavy, it could be taxing. And so I want to explore other creative aspects of mine through work and not just be in that space where I'm doing case notes, providing therapy, like being a business owner, like all heavy stuff. And so I'm currently in the process of learning some SEO. I do have someone who supports with other marketing strategies that I have in place. But before hiring out, I was like, you know what? Let me see how I feel about doing SEO on my own, and then we'll see how it goes. So another person that I reach out to support a bit more with social media, I asked her to provide me examples of what she would be able to offer my clinic if she were to be in charge of doing my social media. Just because I find that it could be so easy that people say, yeah, I do this, and then things don't really convert. She was able to show me some of her work, but it wasn't directly correlated with helping someone run a mental health clinic. And so I asked again, and guys, when you guys are hiring people, ask as many questions as you want. Get as many references or sources that you need to confirm that this is a person that you want to pay for their services, because you can fork out so much money. And if you're not really understanding where that money is going to, if you're not necessarily seeing a return and you're not paying attention to it, unfortunately, you can lose out on just, you could just end up being financially irresponsible with running the clinic. And there are a lot more expenses that comes with having a larger team. I did do a video sharing like my expenses as a individual solo practitioner. Those expenses look completely different now that I have a full team. And I think that's another perspective that people, contractors or therapists who work for the clinic may not understand as well. And the fees that you're paying for them, such as their credit card fees, when transactions are processed, like all of these things like really add up. The marketing that it requires to get people into the clinic. And I believe it actually might be easier to get more people if you do have an in-person location. But again, with our practice, everything is completely online. And so I'm seeing, again, as more people are wanting to meet in person and all that kind of stuff, that just being online may be a barrier. But I'm not sure how I feel about going in person or having a clinic, just because there's just so many stressors that comes with having an actual location. And then, yeah, just a whole bunch of other expenses and concerns and insurances and policies and all that stuff that you have to put in place. So I don't know. I haven't explored it yet, so don't take my word on all those things that I'm saying. But I just know there's a lot of stress that could come with having a location to deal with, and that is not a stressor that I want to take on in this moment in my life. So let me actually review the stuff that she sent me, and then I will get a head start, or not a head start. I will complete my case notes before my next set of clients. I know at one point I mentioned in one of my videos that social media I don't think is like the best marketing tool to attract clients. And now that I have a group practice, I do still have similar feelings. Like it's not my number one priority. It hasn't been since having my group practice, but it's good to have as something to support what you already have going on in terms of marketing. And sometimes I've recognized that a lot of traffic actually goes to my social media from my website. And with that being said, I think people are looking for more information, like in regards to what this clinic can offer, what the services look like, do they have, I don't know what people are looking for, but there's a whole bunch of things that I think people just look for more confirmation before deciding on the therapy practice that they decide to go with. So that is why I am outsourcing social media, because it is a lot of work and it's not something that I necessarily feel is the best use of my time or my admin's time to do, especially because I would have to edit a lot of information, go back and forth. So I just want to put that out there that social media is not my main source of marketing. It's just to supplement the other marketing that I have going on and to provide more context or just output for individuals who may visit our social media. Hey y'all, so I didn't end up changing back into my sweater. I just felt, you know what, let me just keep this on. I just finished my last session and I actually spoke to my mom on FaceTime. We just caught up, even though I talk to her every single day. And this evening, I'm going to actually link up with one of my former best friends. We never had a falling out or anything. We just went to different schools at a certain point. She was essentially my best friend from like grade 4 to like grade 8, grade 9. And then we ended up going to different schools. We were in the same schools from grade 4 to grade 5 to grade 6. We transitioned schools like all of those years because we were in a developing area. And then finally in high school, we kind of went our separate ways. But once in a while, we're able to catch up. And today's one of those days. So I am really looking forward to this. I don't think I've seen her since like, oh, looks like in my hand's dry. I don't think I've seen her since like 2020. I had like a vision board event and she came out and supported me. But yeah, it's going to be nice to actually see her. And I might stop at the bookstore. I think I should head out now so I can meet her on time. But I'm going to pick up this book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. It's actually one of the reads that I'm doing as part of this book club. I joined this group of women where we discuss money so that we can learn from each other, grow from each other, because money is just such a taboo topic. And I think as I am growing as a business person, increasing my income in certain ways, I need to adopt new strategies or different strategies to support with managing my income, investing, all that kind of stuff. So it's been interesting to like learn from others and see where others are at and kind of just adopt certain things and give my input as well. And so that has been going well. But yeah, so I'm going to hit the road, get that book, and then meet up with my friend. I think with that being said, as I mentioned, this video was just like let's get back into this. Let's ease into this idea of recording again because I haven't recorded in over a year. So for those of you who are still with me, I appreciate you rocking with me and being patient with me. I feel like there's so much I can talk about, but I guess I'll say that for another video. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all and see y'all in the next video. Bye.